before you make those New Year resolutions, you might want to listen to this message first. Hello everybody, this is Michael Charles from leadingwithintent.com. I'm just so excited that I'm here with you today. Yes, this is 2020, guys. It's a new year, it's a new decade. And for many of us, we've lived through 3-4 decades now, or 5, depending on, of course, what age you are now. But for most of you watching, in 3, 4, 5 decades, maybe 6 the most. But I'm excited that you are here with me today. Many of you tend to want to make New Year's resolution, but I want to tell you, before you make those New Year resolutions, you might want to listen to this message first. As a matter of fact, you might even want to throw away your New Year's resolution after you hear what I'm going to share with you today. And of course, if this interests you, I'm putting on a webinar, so you might also want to sign up using the link in the comment section here, so you can really learn more about how to set yourself up for success in 2020. Again, I want to say Happy New Year to all of you. It's a blessing to be able to see this year. Many people didn't make it, and we made it, so we're here. And while we're here though, it's time for us to start thinking about how we make this year better than last year. I shared a lot of messages with you in 2019. Hopefully you've put them to good use. Hopefully you've learned something that not only raised your level of awareness about who you are, whose you are, and what you do, but also creating some success habits in you that allows you to march towards the things that you want most in life, whether that be money, relationships, or simply peace of mind. And so I want to say welcome to all of you to the first session of the I Leave series, Mastering the Essentials of Life, Money, and Relationships. So I'd like to welcome you to 2020, and I know we're going to have some fun together here, and we are going to learn tons of things together. And for those of you who want to work with me and want to move forward and make a difference in your life in 2020, click the link in the description box for this video, and you will be able to join me on this webinar I'm going to put together for you in the third week of January. So without further ado, I'd like to share a few words with you, because I know most of us in this time, in this season, we like to set New Year's resolutions and we'd like to set some goals. And for some of us, it's more difficult than others, but for some of us, it's easier. And really, in the setting of goals, most of us make a lot of mistakes. And so I'm not going to cover a whole lot here in details. If you want to join me on the webinar I'm putting together, then of course, go ahead and register now. But I really want to share something with you regarding goals versus standards. Most of us, as we set New Year's resolution, we say, I want to lose, 30 pounds. That's the goal. Right? We say 30 pounds. Now, those of us who are smarter in goal setting, we say, I want to lose 30 pounds by this date. So we put a date on it to motivate us a little bit more than usual to actually go out and do what we need to do to achieve this goal. I'd like to submit to you that as much as, yes, setting smarter goals is important, but what's more important is really now setting what I call standards for your life. What do I mean by that? Setting standards for your life. I think I shared this with you in one of my past videos. It's that until you've become the person that has the thing that you want, you will never have it. And if by any chance you were to get it, you will actually lose it as quickly as you got it. So my encouragement here to you today is not only to set the goal, but set the strategies for you to become the person that has the goal. Essentially, you're setting the standard in your life. I'll use this as an example. If I say I want to become a better reader, I want to read 12 books for the year, let's say, 1 book per month. Now, as a standard, I could set and say, I'll read 1 book a month. And then I could say maybe I'll read a couple chapters per week or a few chapters per week. Or I could say, you know what? Every day for 20 to 30 minutes, I'm going to read. However much you can read in 20 to 30 minutes. Some of us are a lot faster readers than others. But again, the idea here is to figure out what standards you can place in your life for you to achieve the goal that you want. Because as you set this standard of it is normal for me, it is the standard for me to read 20 minutes a day so I could grow and become the person I need to become. Or it's normal for me to practice. It's a standard I've set for myself. I will not go to sleep until I've practiced for 15 to 30 minutes per day. Again, it's all about setting standards, because if you just say, oh, I'm setting goals, but you don't set the standard for yourself to achieve those goals, you are not going to get anywhere. The whole idea is really to go on a journey to become the person that has the things that you desire in life. We are all goal achieving and goal seeking being. And so when we give ourselves a goal, it's really important that we figure out what standards we need to apply in our life for us to be able to achieve that goal. It's really essentially taking responsibility for yourself, taking responsibility for who you are becoming, and what you do, because that's what standards are. When you set the standard, you are the person that treats people well, for example. Let's say you'd like to have better relationships in 2020. So you have to not just say, I'd like to have better relationships, but what standard around relationships are you going to place in your life that will actually help you reach and achieve this goal of having and developing better relationships in 2020. Another aspect of setting this up as a standard really is that it's a matter of consistency, because the principle of achievement is really, its foundation is really in the consistency of things. It's not the number of time you do it, but the consistency in which you do it. So I'll use this as an example. I could sit and read a book in 1 or 2 days because I love it. But does that develop your habit of reading? Maybe not. How much can you really learn and retain in 2 days by just reading a book? Maybe some. But what happens when you actually read, you go out, you think about it, you reflect on what you've read, and really just glean the insights. And then you come back the next day. You keep growing and expanding your mind in such a way that you are becoming a new person, a brand new person. So all of that for me to say, instead of building your life around goals, and there are different kinds of goals, mind you. So I'll share the different types of goals with you on my webinar in the third week of January. You can again sign up. The link is in the description box here. But I'd like to encourage you to build your life around standards. The standards that you will be known for. Some of it are more private than others. But again, whether it's private or not, it's who you are becoming in the process of having or getting this thing that you are going for. So yes, build your life around standards, because life itself will organize around the standards that you set for yourself, and you'll see amazing things start to happen for you. Good habits, really, and high standards just go hand in hand, and that goes together in the pursuit of excellence. So again, as I'd like to help raise your awareness here and call you out to a new level of awareness, to a new level of excellence, to a new level of performing. But you can't do that until you've set standards. I'm not talking just about goals. Yes, I will lose 10 pounds by June 2020. That may be your goal. But see, when I wanted to lose pounds, some of you who know me know that I've lost about 30 to 35 pounds last year. Now, how did I do that? I had to develop some standards for myself. Standards that I would not go throughout the week not doing. I'll share this with you, and then I'll end this video. But the standard I set was I will work out 3 times per week. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And if I skip any of those days, for any reason, because I had a commitment or something else, then I will work out on Saturday. And of course, limit my intake, either calories or all those carbs, right? And what I ended up doing, what I used to eat in big portion, I cut that in half. I used to eat a big lunch, I cut that in half. I used to eat a big dinner, I cut that in half. I used to eat past 7 o'clock. I actually stopped eating past 7 o'clock. I made that my lifestyle. I made that the standard for my life. And in early 2019 and towards the end of 2019, I lost about 30 pounds. And when people saw me, they said, "Oh my gosh, you've lost so much weight. You've lost so much weight." And then I tell them, well, it's a matter of changing my standards, my lifestyle. Now, I know many of you may have this goal of losing weight in 2020, but I'd like to remind you that until you make that a standard, you define what it is that you want to do and stick with it. And this is another reason most people fail. And I'll cover those on the webinar I'm gonna put together for you in a couple of weeks now, about 15 days from now. But most people, when they set these goals of losing weight, they make it impossible for them to maintain after they've lost the weight. I've lost 30 pounds or so between January 2019 and about June 2019. And mind you, I wasn't really going at it that hard. My reasoning for this is I wanted to have a lifestyle that I could sustain, a standard that I could live with and not regret doing it, or maybe not fall off the wagon too quick. And so I'd like to encourage you, instead of just setting goals, how about try to turn them into strategies and standards for us to achieve the things that we want in life. So maybe you want to reevaluate the resolutions that you say you have, turn them into actionable goals, which then you can set as standards, and again, have somebody keep you accountable. If you'd like to work with me, feel free to reach out. But again, your next step right now, if you're watching this video this year, 2020, is to click on the link in the description box below this video. You will get a registration box. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on that webinar with me. I'm going to share 5 mistakes that most people make when they're setting goals. And I'm also going to share 4 strategies that you can use to achieve your goals and guarantee your success in 2020. So join me here in about 15 days for this webinar, and I guarantee you the rest of 2020 for you will never be the same again. As a matter of fact, after you've watched this webinar with me, you're probably going to throw away every single one of the resolutions you had for this year and really set some real goals for yourself. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Michael Charles from leadingwithintent.com, mastering the essentials of life, money, and relationships. Feel free to share this with your friend. Ask them to join me on this webinar. 2020 is going to be explosive in your life. If you stay with me, practice what we share here and make them a way of life for you. Of course, join me in the I Leave group on Facebook. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. I will see you next week for your next installment of I Leave, Mastering the Essentials of Life, Money, and Relationships. Have a good night, everybody. See you soon. Take care.